Helluva Boss is a musical. They sing all the time. It'll probably be a while until we get season 3, so for now, let's entertain ourselves by ranking the songs from the first 2 seasons, aka the indie years. Just keep in mind, this is just my dumb opinions. Yours are probably going to be different, and that's totally okay. Music is super subjective, so if you're willing to sit through my list, feel free to tell me your own rankings in the comments below. We've got a lot to tackle, so let's just dive on in. Helluva Boss songs from worst to best. So, there's a lot of things I took into consideration for this ranking. Not just my opinions on the music, but also the lyrics and the animation. This is a visual medium, and what happens on the screen is often just as important as the lyrics or instrumentals. And it's a shame that Cherub's main theme is a complete failure in all of these regards. It's meant to be a parallel to the IMP theme song from the pilot, and I do think that would have been clever if they didn't make it terrible. Not only are the Cherubs' awful screeching voices horrible to listen to, often making it hard to even understand their lyrics, but they don't actually do a good job explaining what they actually do as cherubs. What do you mean? Save a soul. Based on the visuals, it seems like they just save someone from almost dying. But how is that a service people can call you in on for? Especially if it's an accident that happens on the fly? Are you just constantly running surveillance on people and jumping in when they're about to stumble in front of a train or something? It's just annoying, it's boring, and does a bad job establishing the Cherubs, but it shouldn't be a surprise the stupidest, most obnoxious characters in the whole show also gets the worst song on my list.
Nice one, babe.
When I was double-checking a list of songs from the show to make sure I didn't forget anything, I actually out loud said, "Oh yeah, I guess this one does exist." Like, the song isn't bad, I suppose. It's just kind of bland lo-fi beats, I guess. It's mostly forgettable. Admittedly, it had a lot of stiff competition in the rest of the episode, so it's no wonder this one didn't leave any sort of impact on me. Aside from it being boring, I also just hate seeing the uwooification of Blitzo here. It's not just the song, the whole episode suffers from it, but that's a topic I'd better save for a different video. We got too much to talk about to get sidetracked with that, so I'll just leave this one here.
Is this how everyone acts when they don't have money?
We love to do our homework, and we love our teacher too.
Another one I kinda just forgot about, to the point when I was making my daily reviews for the show, I said I was surprised by Stolas' song in episode 2, because there wasn't any songs in episode 1, but no, I was wrong. There is. It's this one. It's just super short, and it's mostly just used as a punchline for subverting expectations for this twee setup for the character. I'm not jonesing to re-listen to it or anything.
It's Chaz time.
It's just dreadfully boring. It's slow and boring, and I hate Chaz. It's one joke on repeat for 2 minutes. The visuals aren't even that good here. They've had really funny faces for Moxie plenty of times, but here, totally drops the ball. Egregiously skippable.
Yes, I am the mastermind.
I wonder how many people are going to angrily click away from this video because I've put Mastermind this low. Listen, I can't help it. I just don't really like much of anything with this song. I think the lyrics are horribly clunky, with like, not even good rhyme or flow.
That you thought you had caught the schemer of the schemes.
I don't know why they landed on the title Mastermind for the song. It just doesn't feel like the right word here for this situation, right? Especially once Satan joins in and calls himself the Mastermind instead.
I am the mastermind. And
Like Stolas was using it to allude to a plan, a scheme. What's Satan planning? He's not scheming anything. Why are you a mastermind now? What's worse is I think it was an unfortunately bland decision to have Stolas's big moment here all be exclusively done through song. He doesn't get to explain himself very well because he's stuck trying to do his slam poetry.
Do you execute this little wretch? Pat yourself on the back.
Also, I think having their big OMG, I actually am super in love with you moment happen in the middle of this song was a mistake. I think this moment not only should have been a whole conversation that happens in the next episode, but also could have been a song all on its own, because it does kind of feel weird when it suddenly starts trying to be all gushy and romantic. Also, Blitzo's delivery on his line is just so goofy sounding.
You're my light, you're my heart.
You're my heart. It's just, like, you couldn't have done another take. I will give it this, though. The animation is really fantastic with this one, especially with the lighting effects and the feathers, but pretty visuals alone can't save a song. This grand finale ultimately ends up just being a flop.
I will kill for you.
Yup, I'm ranking this above Mastermind. This might be the shortest song on the whole list, actually. It's only a small handful of lines. Here's the thing, it's just fine. It's not annoying, or boring, or forgettable, it's just fine. But it's also just short. It's neat, it was unexpected, and pretty funny with its timing. I like the visuals they add to the comedy. I would love to rank it higher. Unfortunately, I can't friggin' hear the dang song.
It's gonna be nice working with them.
Working. What?
Blitz and Moxie just talk over it the whole time. It's not a long song or anything either, it's just frustrating because I felt like the song was really just starting to get going when we have to drag the camera away. Like, I can listen to the song during the end credits, but 1, there's no cool or fun visuals during the credits, so that's a shame. And 2, for this list, I'm not including end credit songs. Just a bummer.
It was just the way. Thank you. You took that.
I think this is a really smart way to set up a lot of important elements here. The reveal of Verosika's human form was well done. I like how this explains how the succubi seduce humans. What's keeping it so low on my list is 2 things. First, the animation is not very good here and there. I know this was still the early days of season 1, but still, I think it's the proportions on the human characters. Side tangent, this isn't during the song, but look at how goofed up Luna's arm is here. That is not right. It's way too tiny. Second thing, the lyrics aren't doing anything for me. They're fine, but too simplistic, and makes them kinda forgettable in the long run.
Now, who wants a piece of this?
Owl in a cage.
Remember what I said about Mastermind? Pretty visuals alone isn't enough to save a song? Yeah, a lot of Stolas' songs fall under that umbrella. And honestly, I don't even think the visuals are that impressive here. He just floats about his room for a bit. For being the first song of season 2, I expected something that sort of went all out. Oh well. I'll be honest, musically, I like this song less than some of the others I've already put on this list, but I wanted to rank it above those because this song has, like, plot relevance.
Suddenly thrilling and new.
His words set up his future woes about wanting Blitz to want him, not just being trapped by him. We see his happy pills. He literally pulls out a book detailing the Asmodean crystal. I like this. I wish way more of the songs used their opportunities to set up the plot important things more. I just wish I liked the actual song better.
Jail. Look my way.
I wasn't even sure if I should include this because it's not in an episode or anything. It's just its own random little music video floating somewhere in the middle of season 2. But I figured people would ask anyways, so I guess I'll talk about it here because I didn't even know this thing existed until way after I finished editing my daily reviews.
I don't care that you're of lower station.
Though I think it's a good thing that happened, because this song is kind of a nothing burger. Nothing he says or does tells us anything new or different. It's just some pretty visuals with him floating around space. I know everyone goes bananas for this part with the pretty water effects, and yes, it's amazing looking, but I'm just gonna place it above the last song because this is basically the same exact thing, but with better visuals and better lyrics, though I'm still not a huge fan of his melodramatic opera thing Stolas is always stuck doing here.
Mary sins mess.
It's a nice little Christmas vibe. Heck, I bet you could put it in a real Christmas song playlist, and some people might not even realize it's about demons from hell having problems with custody of their children. But for real, it's a nice song. With nice vocals and lyrics, it's kinda similar to Stryker's song though, where most of it is covered up with the characters talking.
I guess you were just creative.
Their balcony dance is cute though, and the somber tone at the end oddly matches the Christmas Carol vibe really well, but it is just a Christmas Carol. Outside of Christmas time, I'm not really in the mood to listen to things like this, you know?
A spooky kind of love.
Similarly, this is another sort of holiday-centric vibe. It does what it's aiming to do really well, kind of a 70s bop, classic Scooby-Doo-esque soundtrack to accompany their antics in the hotel. It's not necessarily my kind of music taste, but I can acknowledge that it's done well. Similarly, while I don't find the antics in the hotel very funny, I can acknowledge that at least it is well animated. This song truly is what I would consider the last song on my list, where there is something I actively don't like about it that's keeping it so low on the ranking. It's just fine, but from here on out, we're getting a lot better than just fine. A 2-for-1 special! I really like how the song starts out as a western, more edgy kind of thing that matches the tone with the Imps' rescue mission. But then the radio changes to a plucky, boppy song that's a much better match for the comedy-forward antics with Luna's shot. And I like that the boppy fun song stays throughout the rest of the fight with Stryker. I think that's clever, and it's a refreshing change of pace having some musical variety to accompany Stryker. It only lands at number 19 because, while I like both songs, the lyrics are admittedly rather simple, and there's quite a bit of action noises layered on top of their songs at times. It's a lot better than the ones where the characters just straight up talk over the song, but still. They don't even play during the end credits either, so I can't listen to the songs without extra effects on top of them, which is a bit of a bummer, but at least what we got is fun, and is a unique element to go along with this really standout animation. Seriously, this fight is gorgeous. Here's my thing. There are parts of the song I really like, but then there's other parts that I'm just kind of indifferent about, which this is not the only time that'll be a thing I say about a Fizzeroli song. The chorus is super fun, and the verses are fine. I didn't love the bridge. The visuals really go all out, which makes sense with this great big finale of the episode. It's fun seeing them play with Fizz's stretchy robotic self in a really visually exciting way. Leaning more into the circus performer idea is also really cool here. It is crazy that, despite being the big finale, it's the lowest ranking song from Mammon's Magnificent Musical. I mean, it had some pretty stiff competition. A lot of the other songs from this episode is going to rank very, very high on my list. 2 Minute Notice is nice. It's a poppy anthem for all the pissed off employees of the world, but it's definitely not the best performance from Mammon's show. We don't get Millie songs. The only other times she's on this list is when the song is just playing in the background, or her duet with Moxie that one time. So it's refreshing getting a whole song from her finally here.
All of these girls follow me around.
Unhappy Campers is pretty notoriously bad as an episode, but at least the songs are actually pretty good. This one's funny and infectiously catchy, the visuals are snappy and help add extra layers to the comedic nature of the song. The lyrics are a little on the simple side, but I can easily overlook that part. Too bad Moxie wasn't as forgiving with this plotline though.
Stop screaming my name.
This one gets stuck in my head all the time. What a fun, twisted take on a classic, hokey theme park song. Despite being on the short side, they really jam-pack a lot of stuff into this one. Unique visual gags, the terrifying designs for the animatronics. RoboFizz's voice has that distortion effect on it that just makes it sound cooler to me for some reason.
Ugly children holding hands in
My favorite part is in the middle when he starts doing a parody of Hazbin Hotel's pilot song, Inside of Every Demon is a Rainbow.
Has a dream, I'm here to tell.
That's funny and super clever. Despite being short, this is a highlight from the whole episode for me.
Crooked hoard, crooked green.
You know what's weird? There's not many love songs in Helluva Boss, huh? With how the plot's going, I would have expected more. At least we get this top-tier cutie patootie love song. I adore Asmodeus' singing voice, and he actually has a really lovely duet with Fizzaroli's more gravelly voice here.
You can't see.
What can't I see?
I also really love that they chose to have this moment be done in song. I feel like it elevates the scene, which was already an emotional roller coaster. Having the two burst into song feels personalized for them as characters, and helps to highlight Oz's gentle approach to try to uplift Fizz here.
You make my crooked heart do froggy little flips.
It's a sweet one. If I have to gripe about anything, I guess it's the setting. It makes sense for this to take place in Fizz's dressing room, but the space feels very closed off and limits their movements a bit, but I admit it's a tiny nitpick in the long run. These two are so sweet, and I hope they get a lot more duets in the future.
Somebody gone and you don't want to wait too long, call the immediate murder professionals.
I know Helluva Boss doesn't have an opening theme at the start of every episode, but I wish it did, because this is very catchy. It's memorable as hell, and is the nicest animation out of the whole pilot. It's short, sweet, but does a fantastic job laying out the point of IMP, what they do, how and why they do it, a perfect pitch to establish the show's original premise.
Kids die for free. Shooting, darn tootin', his name is Striker.
There's a lot to love with this song. First of all, the animation is great here. It's not just impressively refined, it's also visually cool, and helps to show off the setting of the Wrath Ring a lot. It's a neat, exciting way for Striker to get around and jazzes up what could have been a really basic part of the episode.
And he loves to ride on the choo-choo.
It's also a neat style for the song. Striker gets typically country pop songs accompanying him most of the time, but this classic sort of narration thing is a fun way of leaning into the bit even more. Also, I think the little imps singing the song are super adorable.
Striker, he's Striker. He's shut the fuck up! You got the power.
What a fun homage to 80s classic power ballads. It's super catchy. I do feel like every time we cut over to Millie, it sort of interrupts the flow of the fight scene with the others. It's also confusing because, like, Millie is clearly playing the instruments, but it's not like she's singing the lyrics or anything. Whatever. It's a fun song, it's funny, I wish it was longer.
Look at this! Yeah, look at this!
God, I wish I could rank this one higher. I am in love with the first half of this song. It's a fun way of having Fizz help distract the bad guys while Blitz plans their escape. It's clever, all the different ways Fizz finds random crap to wave around in front of the baddies to draw their attention, and then it freaking pops off!
Everything, the secret to Bitcoin, computer computers and microchips.
I love this! I love how it's animated, it's just so visually bombastic, it's mesmerizing watching him transition so easily into the different styles. It's like he really unlocked the next level of his distraction technique here. But my favorite part? When it gets heavy!
Look at this! I hold the key to the mystery!
Yeah! Give me that hard rock! And this is my favorite line he says. Again, it's just mesmerizing.
Nothing except for me!
And it's great, and I love it, but then it's just...
How long I can do this?
I'm gonna need another 60 seconds.
After this point, it just falls so flat for me. They were on a roll, they were building this up and it was getting so good, and then they just decide to end it on a lame-ass joke.
Torni limoncello, forte piano.
It just takes the wind out of my sails. This is such a flop in direction for me. But like, the first half, that part, I really love that part. So close to being in the top 10.
Again. Bye-bye!
Tripping balls.
This was, hands down, the first time in the show's history where the animation actually blew me away. This one's weird to talk about because there's two halves of it, and the two halves kinda don't make a cohesive song, and the two styles of the songs are totally different. Moxie's hallucination invoking a classic Phantom of the Opera style, where he and Blitz sort things out and connect emotionally. Meanwhile, Blitz's trip has all his nightmares tormenting him in a variety of animation styles, locked in a literal storm of his conflicted emotions. Admittedly, as a song, it's not something you'd want to listen to on its own without the visuals, right? But it's not only those magnificent visuals that impressed me enough to rank it this high, it's also the character and story significance on display here. This was the first time Blitz's conflicted feelings with Stolas really was presented to us. And over with Moxie's side, having the two who've been at each other's throats all season see eye to eye and have an emotional breakthrough was also pretty huge. I also like how this one plays with the visuals, and not just because of the animation styles that go all out. I mean, like, this is a great example of show don't tell, paired with the classic heavy-handed style of opera music, and it's just a super memorable scene. If you watched my reviews, you know I absolutely hated this episode. It couldn't have been a surprise Chaz's stupid song ranked so low, but I can't deny it, this song that plays in the background while Millie goes on her marriage revenge rampage is so good and catchy, and I would actually unironically listen to it all the time. Yeah, it is a bit hard to hear over the action noises, but man, it's just such an infectious earworm. Easily the song that got stuck in my head the most after watching the whole show. Also, while I might have gripes with how Helluva Boss choreographs fight scenes, I can't deny that this animation is very well done. But my favorite aspect is how the song is actually diegetic, like it's actually playing on the radio, sorta similar to the two songs during Stryker's fight from before. I just really like it when shows play around with that stuff. Easily the only good thing to come out of this episode.
Look at me, Moxie!
I know. Just hear me out. I already talked about how Happy Campers is notoriously terrible, but on top of that, Maxine here is the most god-awful part of the whole entire show. Not just this episode. And yet, I can't deny it, I friggin' love this stupid little song here. The visuals go all out and crack me up, like Maxine stalking scarily out of the fire. The subtitles go AWOL and throw shade at Maxine, which I loved. And damn it, this one line gets stuck in my head, and I love how catchy the rhyme is.
Work of art. Yeah, I'm hot shit, so pretty and smart.
God, it's good! Maxine might be the worst ever, but I can't deny this song is just satisfying for me. Man, I wonder how many people I'll piss off with this one. I ranked Mastermind that low and put friggin' Maxine's song this high? People are gonna have a fit over this.
Song is called My World is Burning Down Around Me. It's by Fuck You Dad.
I wasn't sure if this counted, because it barely even plays in the episode, but I can't deny, this is just the kind of music I want to listen to. It's a neat little bit of world building to help establish Octavia's character as we're introduced to her, and I just like it a lot. I wish we could have heard it a lot more. What? Not every entry on this list needs lots of profound reasons behind my ranking. I told you in the beginning, these are just my dumb opinions, and I just like this song. Rewinding in the same episode a bit, I admit You'll Be Okay very quickly grew on me. Then, very quickly after that, became one of my favorites. I don't usually like Stolas' singing much, especially a more lullaby style like this, but I don't know, there's something so beautiful, powerful, simultaneously delicate on display here with his words. A perfect match for a father comforting his young child.
As the stars start to align.
On top of that, the animation is stunning here. They've done a lot of stuff with the space theme for Stolas. It is his whole gimmick, after all, but I think they really peaked here with this one. Having him serenely watch as a star explodes, destroying the galaxy before him, but done in a soft, gentle way? Not only was this super interesting and different, but also is just really beautiful. Beauty was really the name of the game here, after all, showing us the simple beauty of the life Stolas and Octavia don't have anymore. Well, what a fantastic send-off to these old, beautiful times.
And you will be okay.
Okay, though I'm not okay today.
Too bad Stolas ain't got nothing on his daughter's masterful reprise, though. But for real, Octavia taking that original premise from You'll Be Okay and changing it to fit her current mental state is masterful. And honestly, done so much better than You'll Be Okay too. The visuals do a lot of storytelling, and her lyrics are like seasoning to make the meal of her song taste better. Does that make sense?
Are you just another ghost? Oh.
Octavia was woefully absent for far too much of the show's runtime. This song really is doing all the heavy lifting for not only laying down the current state of her character, but setting up why she ultimately decides not to forgive Stolas in the end. And just like the last one, this one is beautiful.
I will be okay.
Bringing back the exploding star gimmick is not only visually cool and thematically a neat parallel to tie the two songs together, but also I love the extra detail that she lingers here after the star has exploded, seeing the destroyed aftermath, like a representation of how she sees what Stolas has done. Yeah, he can make the stars explode in brilliant lights, but in the end it's just a flashy performance that leaves everything around her in ruins. Phenomenal song, and I really want Octavia to get way more songs in the future.
You'll only know my name.
I'm a clown, bitch.
Man, Mammon's Magnificent Musical just really gives us the best stuff. I really like Glitz and Glam. I like their mirror gimmick. It looks cool. There's some fun mini-villains for this episode too, but hands down, their big showstopper here is the best thing about them. First of all, the animation is so fluid and gorgeous, timing up their dance movements in a realistic, yet physically impressive way, then pairing that with the slowing things down to give extra emphasis to their pre-chorus made the build-up hit even harder. I adore how they play around with the changing color palette like 4 times throughout the whole song. Visually stunning.
Trouble got your boy
On top of that, man, it's just so dang refreshing getting some vocal variety in this show. Helluva Boss doesn't do quick style hip-hop rap like this, and I love this. I really hope they play around with this idea more in the future, because it's really well done. Glitz and Glam were the winners in my book.
It could be when I see him tonight.
I just really like how they play around with the bouncing back and forth between Stolas and Blitz. It's also shocking that this is like the only real duet between the two. No, Blitz warbling "You're My Heart" doesn't count.
Doing something I can't take back. Relax.
Would he want me if he was free?
The two different music styles does a great job painting their different character styles and their different mentalities entering this episode's conflict. Blitz's is jaunty, bouncy, and fun, while Stolas is melodramatic and grandiose. It makes the song this haunting shadow that hangs over the episode, on edge about how this meeting will really play out. Also, it's funny.
Stick with what makes sense, like him sucking my this is the worst.
Though I admit my favorite line is this one from Blitz. It's just an earworm, and I am so into it musically.
So complicated, I hate when it's complicated. Why do I always end up in situations that are complicated?
This is a perfect example of how to use music to push your narrative and characters forward in a fun, catchy way.
When I see him tonight.
In desire we trust in the house of Asmodeus.
Aw yeah, now we're getting into the real peak. First of all, obviously, Asmodeus' voice is phenomenal. James Monroe Iglehart is a beautiful vocalist, and he also voices Tex, and in Has Been, he voices Zestial, so I hope either of them get more songs in the future.
So, make sure the subject is getting it on.
Interpreting Asmodeus' lust with sexy jazz is such a gigabrain move. It makes the song stand out from others in the show. Also, I'm super impressed with the rhymes in this song. Asmodeus is a pretty clunky name to rhyme with, and they made it look easy.
Grab your groin or a bust. You better get your hair mussed.
I think Moxie bookending the song with his little love ballad to Millie is cute, though his singing isn't nearly as good as Ozzy's. What's keeping the song at number 4 though is the plot interruption in the middle. When we get derailed with Blitz and Stolas' drama, I feel like the song unfortunately takes a back seat. Which I am happy they incorporated the character progression into the song. That's actually something that doesn't happen very often in Vivzy Pop's shows. But still, I was enjoying Ozzy so much, I wanted a lot more. But this is still a fantastic introduction to this character.
'Cause I love
Juggling. It's objectively cool.
Hands down, this is the song I've listened to the most from the show. I really love it. And man, I really love Tom Cardy's singing. His vocals really jazz up the song and brings this fun energy his songs always have. And it's not just the vocals, the bassiness of the song gets me hyped.
The winning is covered in goo. That's points for cream. The crowd screams.
It makes me actually care about Mammon's clown pageant. And the women's backup vocals delivers this perfect sinister flair that complements the story of Fizz versus the twins perfectly. A phenomenal tone setter.
That's points for style. Points for style. The crowd goes wild.
It's just criminal it's so short. Not even a minute long, I think. Well, I guess it goes to show it's not always about size, huh?
Things are not looking good for Fizz and Rolling.
stuck in your teeth like cotton candy.
Oh come on, is anyone surprised it's ranking this high? It helps that this song is excessively Kesha-coded, and I already really love Kesha's songs. Cotton Candy is definitely the most normal, something you'd hear on the radio kind of song from the whole show, meaning it's like literally built to be an earworm. It's catchy and easy to bop to, which makes it a fantastic fit for Beelzebub's introduction.
Hey, I don't know why I'm what you want, but it's the truth.
Also, I can't deny, the animation is really impressive. Setting any thoughts on Bee's design aside, you can see how much detail and effort went into animating this character. The shifting color palette is really cool and keeps things visually engaging to match the song.
Candy, I'm what you want, not what you need.
This very nearly made it to number 1 on my list. It's catchy, it's visually fun, but there's just one song from the show that goes even further beyond.
Light in the sky.
I've said it a couple of times here. I'm usually not impressed with Stolas' singing, so you can only imagine how much this song blew me away for me to rank it at number 1. Man, where do I even begin? Stolas usually gets stuck doing these sweeping orchestral songs. While they're fine, and it is an impressive singing trait, I am just so much more blown away by this more pop song direction he goes with here. It explores a range of his performance we don't usually see, his lower, angrier tones to accompany his turmoil.
'Cause I don't think it meant a thing at all.
Verosica and Vortex providing backup vocals complement him really nicely too. The vocals that really blow me away is when he gets to this really fast, really emotional breakdown before the second chorus. Oh my god, that's so good! While we're on this moment, I have to talk about the stunning visuals for this whole song. Stolas is usually stuck in a galaxy setting, and while it is pretty, it's also gotten very samey for him. They explore his planetary gimmick in a much more creative way here, and also lets his visuals play around with other, much more visually striking moments. The reflection of Stolas and Blitz's moments together, highlighting Blitz's indifference, and suffocating Stolas as he realizes this relationship was never what he wanted it to be.
I do, yes, I still do want you.
And that is what really pushes the song into number 1 for me, easily. Yeah, the lyrics are really, really good and appropriately biting for a breakup song. Yes, his vocals are fantastic here and sound beautiful, and 100% the visuals are stunning and detailed and super impressive. But what I truly love is how much story is at play here. I've talked about it multiple times with previous entries. I like it when the song complements the progression of the characters and or the plot. It's not just a breakup song. It's Stolas' own healing moment, letting himself get out there and talk to others and open up for the first time since their big fight. Express the hurt he's feeling and come to the resolution where he feels comfortable enough to try to move on. But it's not just Stolas singing his song. There's also Blitz watching it, his own realization of just how much he's hurt Stolas, realizing his regret. This song inspires him to try to move forward and try to actually, for the first time in the whole episode, earnestly apologize. Truly, Helluva Boss's best of the best. But that's all just been my list. There's so many songs in Helluva Boss, so I'm certain your own ranking would probably look different from mine. Tell me your favorites or least favorites in the comments below. You're my heart. You're my heart. Shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Genital War Thunder, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Messiah, Jacob, Ben's Sketchbook, Rain, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Bunkin' Duncan, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Hut Mutt Butt, Sean, Primaroon, Overhypin, Plague, Tyrene, Thanos, Pandemonium, Peter, Agiri, Shahid, Eden, The Eliza, Doki Poki, Moon of Blues, and Spencer. So yeah, big list. I hope I didn't miss anything. I double checked. I had this playlist of songs and I was double checking it and I almost missed a couple of them. I hope I didn't miss anything. There were some songs that I wanted to include, a lot of end credit songs were really good, like the one that plays at the end of Apology Tour I really like, but it's a credit song so I couldn't put it on this list. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite song? Did I miss anything? What's your least favorite? Is it Cherub? It's probably Cherub. Any and all thoughts and opinions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.